Integrity, consistency, intellectual curiosity, being respectful, engaging, timely, and efficient in one's process, being honest, being creative.
From the beginning, we were hands-on, roll-up-your-sleeves type of firm.
Tabor Grain was a regional grain player. They were in the futures clearing business. ADM bought Tabor Grain, and with that acquired the FCM. My mentor and friend Dick Dodson really made an effort to build out a professional brokeraging group that included marketing, operations, believe it or not, an IT staff of one.
It was like 15 people, by the way. It's a small staff. And a few part-time runners. I had a lot of hats because it was so small. I was essentially the compliance director and the risk manager and the head accountant and HR. You got exposure to everything.
Our sole shareholder is Archer Daniels Midland Company. They are a 102-year-old company. They've been publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange now for 91 years. They set the foundation. ADM, with their large footprint, has great resources to bring to bear to solve problems. Over the past 25 years, ADM Investor Services has grown using three techniques: greenfield efforts, acquisitions, and being opportunistic. Opportunistic in 1990 meant recruiting a large number of introducing brokers when Stotler went bankrupt. In 1992, greenfield efforts meant starting an office in Taiwan. In 1997, ADM Investor Services acquired ADM Investor Services International from Meese Pearson Derivatives. Iowa Grain has been a very positive acquisition for us. We had like-minded agricultural IBs with very historic roots in this building. It was also an opportunity for us to acquire technology. Our Oak trading platform was purchased with the Iowa acquisition. We've been able to develop different parts of the ag hedge business. It could be the New York softs, cocoa, sugar, coffee. It could be the dairy complex. We've also then able to build desks in the metals complex, the energy complex, the managed futures business, the institutional execution business.
Pete and I went through the list of all the FCMs, and we set up 5 meetings. It was through those meetings that we decided to go with ADM, and ADM decided they wanted us to be there.
You can completely see that the FCM, ADM was supportive in what we were doing and in our vision. And they were really aggressively coming after us saying, you need to be here in order to succeed in what you're doing. And it felt great to get wanted, right? As a small company like us at the time, we needed big support, and ADM definitely filled those shoes.
In looking at other firms and shopping around, a lot of the other firms looked a lot like the firm that we were with that went out of business. What we've always liked about ADM is they're lean and mean. They get the job done, they execute everything really, really well, and they don't have a lot of unnecessary overhead. We've always had the confidence that they're going to stay in business and they're committed to the business.
When challenges arise and things come up, you can pick up that phone and talk to them, and they're fully supportive. So with that being said, it's always been in our mind that we've been with ADM for 10 years, and we're looking to be with ADM for the next 10 years.
The highest compliment that I receive regarding our employees come from brokers, and they usually come after a crisis. When a non-solicited call comes in thanking ADM Investor Services for the commitment to do business the right way. When we recruit new brokers, will point out to me almost immediately is how surprised they are that people answer emails and return phone calls. I give out my direct number. It is a goal of mine, and I promote it within the company that if you receive a phone call, it needs to be returned that day.
Practical Midwestern values, in a sense. You treat people fairly, you run the business to, as a win-win. And that's something I've always, respected about ADM, not only ADM Investor Services, but ADM Corporate. They really have the attitude that they want their customers to be customers long-term.
An excellent 6-month relationship is not my idea of a good relationship. I want a 6 to 10-year relationship. I want to think in terms of years, not weeks.
They're also a global platform for us. We've grown globally aggressively, and New Zealand is one of those places. It's challenging to set up in that environment, but ADM has been with us as a key partner to set up a clearing relationship there so that we can grow and facilitate business down there.
I believe ADM Investor Services has the most diversified book of business of any FCM. Our tradition very clearly is in the retail hedge business through IBs. Over the past 25 years, we've diversified from a geography standpoint in Europe and Asia. We've also diversified our customer base to where we have large commercials, publicly traded entities, financial institutions, CTAs, hedge funds as customers, and we are able to blend that mix of business into an offering that benefits all customers.
I feel like really the future is very much a reflection of the past. I mean, ADM has always been financially strong. They've always been well managed, and they don't go out and bring in new business that's not good, clean business that's going to develop and broaden their business. And I think going forward, that's the same thing that's going to be necessary. I mean, we need, financial security, we need integrity in the people that we work with, and we need technology to support the regulatory side of things, opening accounts, the order entry, all of those things. And ADM has just consistently delivered on that over the years, and I don't see that really changing.
We have a 5-year plan because you're constantly reinventing your thought process, your strategy, and your investment. I am extremely bullish on the next 50 years. We've been recognized now globally after developing a global presence over the last 20 years.
50 years later, it's still here. If you were to find a list from '66, you'd be amazed how few were, still around. And I think they're very well positioned for the future. Look for them to be here in 50 years from now.